What you been up to? Fuck all? Yeah, me too. I did a gig tonight, got fucking heckled. Next heckler I get, I'm just gonna kick the fuck out of them. I'm not practicing witty retorts anymore. I'm just going straight for the throat kick. You fucking animals. I was speaking to a friend today, a little bluebird. Like that Bukowski. Little bluebird. I got a little bluebird. Bukowski writes that beautiful poem, Bluebird, does a couple of shots, and then kicks the fuck out of his wife on video. So you got to take the good with the bad, don't you? Take the good with the bad. So yeah, I was speaking to a friend and I was talking about how I got expelled from my first high school in year 9 and the systematic beatdown the teachers gave me to get me the fuck out of there. Like I was a bad kid. There's no two ways about it. I was a bad kid. I was a bad egg. I was a black sheep. I used to get pretty good test scores, but I never did the homework. And they used to say, you got to do the homework to get good test scores. I'm like, fuck you. I've already got good test scores. Give me a harder motherfucking test and cram your fucking homework up your fucking ass. So I just never did it, and then we'd get into arguments. Anyway, they tried to break my spirit. I had a best mate at the time, Ali. Warrior. A fucking warrior. Heart of a lion. That cunt. Just born in the wrong time. That motherfucker should have been leading armies into battle. Instead, he was stuck failing home economics class because he couldn't work out what a fucking spatula was. Anyway, it was me and him, and we were probably in the top 3 worst kids at school, in the entire school. And the teachers wanted us out, so they just, for every little tiny thing we did, they suspended us. They just continued suspending us. We were in detentions, internal suspensions, and after-school detentions I was in them for 3 months. I didn't go to a class for 3 months. And not only that, recess and lunchtime, I had detention. So I had to go to recess and lunch when all the other students got back. So just by myself for 3 months, just trying to break me. Anyway, Ali, who was one of the craziest motherfuckers I ever met in my entire life, he cracked in 2 weeks and just went mental, threatened to punch a teacher, smoking cigarettes through the hall. I'm surprised it even lasted 2 weeks. I lasted 3 months, and then they chucked us back into class. And then I started trying. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to try. I can't go back on suspension and detention again. So I jumped back into class, was sitting there quiet, not doing anything. And then the teacher walks in, looked at me, said, what are you doing here? Get out of the class. I'm like, I haven't fucking done anything. He's like, get out of the class. On some fucking trumped up charge. So I lost my shit like Ali. I went mental, threatened to punch the cunt, smoking ciggies through the whole 9 yards. And then I got expelled. I never saw Ali again after that. I think I saw him once when I was about 16. And then I never saw him again. But I always used to think of Ali because he was such a crazy bastard. Just like a shining diamond of fucking craziness. Uncontrollable. He was just great. He was fucking, and a heart of gold as well. But a complete and utter psychopath. And you could see he was just born in the wrong time. So I thought about him for years, and then a couple of years ago, I was heading out to a gig, and I was walking past the main train station in Melbourne, Flinders Street, and I'm just walking past, and there's this slightly homeless looking dude, and we look each other directly in the eye, and I'm like, fuck, I recognize this guy, but I couldn't put my finger on it. At the exact same time, we both turn back, and he goes, Boyle. I'm like, Ali. I'm like, fuck, man. And then we ran in, gave each other a hug. I'm like, fuck, man. How long has it been? It's been like maybe 15 fucking years, man. What have you been up to? And then he starts telling me the story. From memory off the top of my head, what he said he moved to Papua New Guinea to start the logging business. He ended up hooking up with one of the local Papua New Guinea girls. I don't know how the fuck that happened. One of the fuzzy wuzzy angel girls. He ended up having a kid with one of the locals. The locals turned on him and his dad's business. They took it over. His dad fled the country. Ali stayed because he had a kid, but he had no income and no way of making money. So he lived on the streets of Papua New Guinea. He was a homeless person on the streets of Papua New Guinea. He said he had malaria like 5 times. I'm like, so did you go to the doctor or anything? He's like, nah, I just wrapped myself in banana leaves and tried to ride it out. I'm like, you haven't changed a fucking bit, have you? Nah, I'm still Ali. Anyway, he was out the front of the train station because he was now a heroin junkie and he was looking for a fix. So that's what happened to Ali, the lion-hearted warrior. He became a heroin junkie on the streets of Melbourne. My good man, Ali. If I was still drinking, I'd have a drink to Ali. I love that crazy motherfucker. That's it for tonight. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Talking to you, all my friends and my little bluebirds. And if you're enjoying it, go to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, subscribe. Reach out to me on social media. Just add me on social media. I'm at Boyle Comedy on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get fucking to it. Alright, says later.